President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his cohorts are dodging very crucial and important questions on Nigeria's economy. And unfortunately, among the dishonest persons eulogizing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his so-called economic reforms is Professor Charles Soludo, a former governor of Nigeria's Central Bank and now the governor of Anambra State, crediting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for what he calls his economic reforms. What economic reforms? Economic reforms of fuel subsidy is gone. All subsidies are gone. Now, I have challenged President Tinubu and Charles Soludo, others like him, making us to believe that there is fuel subsidy in Nigerian context, in a country living on, above all, petroleum money. It used to be agriculture, but since the discovering of petroleum in the 1970s, attention of Nigeria's rulers shifted to petroleum. The amount of money coming into Nigeria's coffers, staggering amount of money, to the extent that the former military head of state, Yakubu Gowon, is quoted as saying, or was quoted as saying, Nigeria's problem is not how to get money, but what to do with it. Yeah, because all of a sudden, Nigeria started exporting petroleum and bringing it billions of dollars. So he could not think of making all possible roads, providing water, providing electricity, providing phone. And all these were alive in the 70s and 80s when Nigeria was awash with petroleum money. And as a matter of fact, Nigeria is still awash with petroleum money, except that the rulers are claiming subsidies to be subsidizing fuel for Nigerians. So we ask President Tinubu and his cohorts, what do they mean by petroleum subsidy, fuel subsidy in Nigerian context? They have not given us the answer to that. Well, we thank God, Abdulrasheed Bawa, a former chairman of Nigeria's Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and the one who led the team that investigated fuel subsidy scam in Nigeria in 2012, and found that what is called petroleum subsidy is a disguise for siphoning Nigeria's wealth into private pockets. Ghost importation of fuel. That means fuel that is never imported is claimed to have been imported. So the money for importation and the money for subsidy. So huge money run into trillions upon trillions of naira, many billions of upon billions of dollars. So we should no longer be surprised that President Tinubu has no answer for what does fuel subsidy mean in Nigerian context. Yeah, because he knows the fact. He's only being dishonest. And secondly, with all these subsidies gone, fuel subsidy, electricity subsidy, kerosene subsidy, gas subsidy, even education subsidy. So the question, and Nigeria continues to make a lot of money from her borders and other sources, including value added tax and so on, added to all subsidies gone. So the question, again begging for answer, is where is all the money going? And related question, why sinking Nigeria in debts worse than even his predecessors who did not declare all subsidies gone? So cost of education, even cost of education for our children has become outrageous. Yes, many students, undergraduates and postgraduates, have dropped their studies because of cost of education, tuition, and all other things, including transportation, hostel, or even cost of living generally. So people are dropping out of school. Then you say some people should come for student loan. For how many people? When the workers are poorly paid. So you have turned their families into indigent families, while you again claiming that you are transferring funds to indigent families. Are the workers receiving 70,000 naira minimum wage part of the indigent families to which President Tinubu is transferring funds? I've come to think of it, 70,000 with cost of course, many civil servants can no longer use their car. And even when they go by public transportation, they know it's triple what it used to be. If not, sometimes even more than triple what it used to be. While the salary is not triple. All other things are triple or more in cost. Even common orange. you know so 2 questions or 3 questions. What does fuel subsidy mean? Tinubu and his cohorts must answer that before they begin to eulogize him for economic reform. And secondly, what is Tinubu doing with all the subsidy gone and still sinking Nigeria in debts? And if we may ask, which indigent households are Tinubu transferring funds into? And another question, how many developed countries developed from transferring funds to indigent households rather than building infrastructure in road, electricity, water, provision of good roads, provision of portable pipe-borne water, electricity, road infrastructure? All of these are not there. So everything is fraud. And that is why the situation has not changed since 2015, when the All Progressives Congress came into power, till date 2015, a period of more than 12 years already. So and you are just dodging critical questions and continue to operate as if people are not raising critical questions. What can be height of irresponsibility by a government?